Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be doing an Idol Insider video. Originally, I wasn't planning on doing an Idol Insider video anytime soon. That is because I just kind of want to take it easy with the Idol Insider videos. Idol Insider is the most loved and watched videos on my channel, and I do understand like the people who want Idol Insider videos because I got in a lot of questions and just like comments, hey, when are you gonna make another Idol Insider video? Like, can you post an Idol Insider video? And today I wanted to just mention really quick why I just kind of took it easy these days with Idol Insider, and that is because Idol Insider gets a lot of love on my channel, but it also gets the most criticism at the same time. That is bound to happen, but I do think that a lot of people kind of misinterpreted the reasons why I make Idol Insider videos, and coming back into Idol Insider videos, I really did want to show viewers a different kind of vibe and a different way of how I put out my Idol Insider videos. But I've been getting a lot of confidence back in making the Idol Insider videos because there are a lot of people who generally really do, you know, DM me and email me and comment talking about how they miss Idol Insider videos. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 different things that you could do, or 10 different jobs inside the Korean entertainment company. Not the industry, because the industry is a more broader range of just things that you could do, but I thought that I would kind of talk back about going into like the company and the different jobs that you can do. There are a lot of different jobs that you guys might not know that exist within a company. So a lot of people actually tell me like, oh, I don't want to become a K-pop star, but I do want to work in the Korean entertainment industry, and just stuff like that. So I thought that it'll be a fun video. I'm just gonna be talking about 10 different jobs that you guys can do or might be interested in. Yeah, so basically like, comment, and subscribe. Those of you guys who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. You guys can watch the video and then subscribe, but yes, that will mean a lot to me and you guys can join the family. So the first job I would say is going to be a manager, and that is the first thing that I think about when I think about an entertainment company, is that they have a very important role. There are many different types of managers, but the first manager that I'm going to be talking about is a road manager. And road managers are usually the ones that are constantly on the road with you. So basically, they're going to be the ones spending the most time out of anybody inside the company with you. They're going to be giving you guys also instructions on a certain event that's going to be happening, or they're going to be giving you instructions that the company wanted from you. Usually they are the middleman of the artist and the company, and the higher people up in the company. A very stressful job because they are the ones that have to kind of negotiate everything, tell the artist side to the company, and then the company tells them to tell the artist. So basically they are a very important key factor in just the way the idols are going to be going on through daily life, and they actually have the hardest job, even sometimes more than an idol, because idols, they can go home, they can rest, and then they come out the next day for schedule. The managers, on the other hand, they have a lot of things to do. They basically drive you to your dorm, they drive back to wherever they're staying at, and then they'll give you guys instructions on the event that's going to be happening the next day. Then they wake up a little bit earlier than you, drive back to your dorm, pick you guys up, and then drive you to the schedule. So they have a very important job. If it isn't for them, the idols are not going to shine. So basically, role managers, I do think that that is a very difficult thing, but a lot of people think that it's easy. Like, okay, yeah, I could drive, and I could just drive my favorite idol, and I do think that I got a lot of questions like, I want to become a road manager. So I want to talk about that first because it's a lot harder than you think. They are the ones that do the most behind the scenes. There is also a PR manager, and a PR manager could be just a person, or there could be a PR team. A PR manager is basically the one that is going to be going to the broadcasting stations and then asking just like the PDs or also the writers or just the people who are involved in the show, hey, can you know, put like so-and-so on the show, or can you put so-and-so on this show? And they're the ones kind of negotiating the deals of how the idols are going to be going on TV and just shows, radio. So they're the one that is kind of in charge of putting the idols out there. A lot of companies actually spend a lot of money on PR managers, more than even the road managers, which is ironic because the road managers do more. But the PR managers do get a fair amount of money because in the end, they're going to be the ones putting the groups on certain variety shows. So the more the PR manager has experience in the field, the more they are going to be getting charged. And actually, a lot of PR managers, they might be solely based and contracted with a company, or they can be kind of like a freelance PR manager and then they'll be getting money from different companies. A lot of PR managers have their way of how they like to kind of work. So let's just say if there's a company and there is a lot of artists, usually there will be 1 or 2 PR managers in charge of the group, or some companies, 1 PR manager could be in charge of the whole entertainment company. That is usually a hard job, so not a lot of PR managers like that. So the next thing I want to talk about is talent managers. And talent managers is basically like a 신인 개발 team. Usually they have it in a team, but they're the ones that are going to be casting people and bringing people into the company. They're going to be the ones that are in charge of the trainees. They're going to be the ones in charge of the auditions, the global auditions, the weekly auditions, the monthly auditions, the evaluations, cutting people. They're the ones that are in charge of basically making a group, seeing the dynamic of the group, seeing the dynamic of the trainees, seeing if the trainees are doing well, if they need to cut a trainee. That is their job. I definitely think that this is a very interesting job because basically they have to have an eye and see things or see potential in a person, and usually that's very hard to see. A lot of people can only see the final results, and they're the ones that kind of has to see the potential and then kind of feed the trainee a little bit of confidence or a little bit of like hard words for them to grow. And I do think that this is a hard job too, because they have to see a lot of people go and a lot of people come in, and I don't think that it's going to be like the most easiest job like mentally and emotionally, because I do know a lot of people and a lot of casting managers who have a hard time cutting people, and sometimes it's not on their will. Sometimes the more higher up people might say, hey, like cut this person, and they're going to be the ones having to give the bitter news to the trainees. But basically they're the ones that are in charge of bringing on new trainees, new idol groups, making the groups, and yeah, that is their job. So if you guys are interested in that, there are a lot of classes in Korea too that have to deal with like becoming managers. There's actually like a management like course in Korea, which is very interesting. Yeah. Also, there is going to be a video editor inside the company. They're the ones that are going to be taking care of just like taking the videos, editing the videos. If the company decides to have more of like a YouTube channel or like a reality YouTube channel, they're going to be the ones kind of filming them and also editing it, putting in the translations. Usually, most of the time, they are going to be bilingual or have a certain language that they could speak alongside Korean. That is because there are a lot of people and a lot of viewers worldwide, so a lot of companies tend to pick, you know, video editors that can also translate at the same time. It gets both works done. If not, there's going to be having to be a translator, a separate translator inside the company that will be in charge of translating certain meetings, events, or certain emails, and also just things that are going to be negotiated within the company. Next up, I would have to say the bigger the company, there are going to be more people with this job, and that is the financial aspect of just this whole video. Basically, they're the ones that are going to be in charge of accounting and also just the sales and also the artist's debt, or how much the artist made, how much the company is making, how much the company is losing. There's going to be a person who's going to be charting that down. So basically like an accountant for the company. And I feel like the bigger the company, they are going to be using more. Usually if it's more of a smaller company, they'll just go to just an accountant and then give all the receipts, give all the bank inquiries, and then they'll go from there. Usually a lot of artists do prefer having a financial accountant within the company because they get to talk to them more easily. If they are not inside the company, it's really hard for an artist to kind of manage their money or even talk to just the company about certain things like, oh, this was supposed to be this percentage. Usually if they are not inside the company, it's kind of hard to track your debt, how much you're making, because there's not somebody who's doing that every day, like on the spot. And usually the reason why a lot of companies have a lot of problems with their idols, with like money issues, is because they don't do it every day and they don't track every day, like how much money we spent today. They're trying to do that with like months and months and months, which is like really hell for their like accountant. So basically, I like to have an accountant inside the company, you know, and maybe clear things up like about a day or a week. And I think that that is the best way to kind of see where you are in terms of like your guys' financial status inside the company. A very important job. Next up, it is a music production team. Actually, a lot of companies might just go to a famous music producer and be like, hey, give me a song, I want a song for this idol group. Or the managers might be saying like, oh, we're gonna be having a comeback, can you guys please send us some demos? But I would say that a lot of companies do have like a music producer inside the company. For example, like Teddy, or there was a lot of people who are just based inside the company and constantly putting out beats, and then it'll go to like the upper ups, and then if it gets finalized, that's when a comeback is going to be happening, or that's when a debut is going to be happening. I would say that there are ups and downs of having a music production team inside the company. Usually they'll have very similar beats. So a lot of companies, if they like to keep the color of the group, that might be a better approach. But usually along the way, I have always had idols talk to me about that they just don't personally really like having a music production team inside the company, because they don't get a say in what type of music they want to do. They can't bring in other producers and other beats inside the company because the company already has a music production team. So that is something that a lot of idols sometimes do not like. But a lot of companies do think that it's more convenient to have a music production team. Another reason why they have a music production team inside the company is because if they ever need to record something like on the spot, they're going to be having somebody who is able to record something for them. Either that it is going to be a voiceover or audio, or basically a little part that they want to change up in a song, or just a track for the artist. They're going to be having a little bit of an easier access to using the mics, using just the systems for the audio. Next up, it is being a choreographer or a vocal teacher. A lot of companies do not have just like their own choreographer or their own like based, like contracted choreographer or contracted vocal teacher. Usually they'll just recruit people who are the best in that certain area. Either that is like for girls hip hop, or like crumping, or I don't know, just like urban dance. They'll find a teacher who is best and then work out schedules with the artist and then have classes like that. That is also the same thing for like language, vocals, and choreography. Those teachers usually will be going around to different even companies and just kind of working out their schedules and then teaching many different artists. I do know that there are people who might just teach one artist, but usually even with the choreographers that we had, they'll have a lot of multiple artists that they are working under. And yeah, I really do think that this is more of the fun part. They're the ones that are kind of giving the creativity to the artists. Either that is with like singing and like, you know, giving them like advice, or just even like choreography. They're the ones that are going to be kind of in charge of that type of aspect. So I do definitely think that like I had the most fun with just like my choreography teachers and my vocal teachers. I do think that it's just fun because you're constantly growing from them, and it's a really good experience to know that you're growing even though you are an idol. There are a lot of people who think that like for idols, after they debut, they've got it set, they're done. But idols are constantly trying to improve whatever they are doing, either that's singing, dancing, learning a new language, and I do think that these are the people who are going to be helping them do that. Yes. This next one is actually one of the jobs that have been more trending recently. I would say that a lot of people and a lot of companies are recruiting people who are able to do this, and that is basically the marketing team. And specifically SNS Marketing. A lot of companies have been putting a lot of more focus on SNS these days and social media, and I do think that that's not just Korea, just in general. So people who have a little bit more of a creativity aspect and a little bit of more insight on this matter will be the ones that are going to be helping out the company. They are going to be the ones taking the group or the company with more just things that are kind of going to be good for SNS marketing, because marketing is so strong these days. Either that they're the ones trying to make the lives or make a reality TV show like through Mnet, or just, I don't know, using Instagram as a platform to grow their company or to grow their idols. They're the ones that are going to be in charge of that. I do think that it is a very important role in society these days, because SNS has become so big. Even within like the couple of years, I think that SNS is always going to be getting bigger, and I do think that that is a very important platform that a lot of entertainment companies are trying to use to kind of communicate with the audience and just the crowd and fans. So yes, that is another job that you guys can do. So now I'm going to be talking about just jobs in the entertainment industry, because I thought about this, and it's not specifically like they are solely under the company, but they are always in contact with the artist. So I would say that it is going to be a stylist, hairstylist, and also makeup artist. So these are the three things that are going to be coming in contact with the idol the most. In terms of styling, they're the ones that are going to be in charge of all the stage outfits, just the outfits to go on shows, how they're going to be making like an idol's image with the stage outfits. It is definitely a hard job, but if you guys have an eye for fashion, I definitely think that being a stylist is a very good option. Hair and makeup. This is the people who are in charge of basically the visual side of the idols. And I do think that it is very important, because it really changes the type of person who does your makeup, the type of person who does your hair. You guys might think like, yeah, anybody who's really good at hair, makeup, like they'll be good for like anybody. No, there are certain hair artists and certain makeup artists that are more well fit for a certain group. There are a lot of makeup artists who might be better at doing more of a natural look, so that is going to be better for just like the idol groups who do have more of like a pure image. There are going to be other makeup artists who are really good at like heavy types of makeup and makeups that is more extravagant, and they're the ones that usually are the people who can't kind of like tone it down a bit. So basically a lot of companies will have like a certain preference at the same time as well, and what type of makeup artist they want to choose, what type of hair artist they want to choose. It is very important. Even though there are a lot of people inside of like that beauty field, there are definitely going to be people who are more fit with you and have a better chemistry with you, which is the reason why actually a lot of idols go to different shops and then they pick a shop or they pick like a salon that they like the best. This is 100% true. They're going to be going to different shops and basically testing it out, and basically this is like a test run to see if they are more compatible. And usually if they are more compatible, then the company will be like, okay, you know what, let's just go with this salon because we think that they did the makeup and the hair for you guys the best and it fits you guys the best. Also, this goes for a stylist as well. There are many times a company will change a stylist because, I don't know, it might not be fitting like the image of the group, or they think that there might be a more better stylist fit for the group. You guys might know certain group might have like really bad clothes when they debut, and like even after a couple comebacks, but then their clothes get better. That is probably because maybe there is going to be a stylist change. A lot of groups change their stylist because, I don't know, there are certain preferences that the idols like as well, and sometimes the company might ask the idols like, are you guys like satisfied with the type of clothes that you guys are like getting fitted for, or the clothes that you guys are wearing? And then sometimes the artist will give them the input and then yeah, that kind of goes from there. So I do think that I covered up most of the things that I want to talk about. If you guys are still curious about different jobs inside the entertainment company or even the entertainment industry, please do let me know, and I will definitely try my best to comment back. I had a lot of fun doing this video because it wasn't necessarily talking about only idols, and it was basically talking about just a broader range of just Korean entertainment. And yeah, I hope you guys had a fun time watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and just type in more of the things that you guys want to see for Idol Insider. Bye! Bye 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 bye!